Hello, everybody. See, you always want to take away, but it's good. I don't mind that you learn. I want you to learn. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Tom has been doing the introduction for the last 2 weeks.
Because you've always been screwed up with something.
I know that, and now you're so used to it already, it's going to be take over the show. Tom, just enough
Nobody
Tom.
can ever take you over, Heshy.
You
are Heshy Tesh. You are a living legend, Heshy.
Oh,
living legend.
Tom,
Heshy.
go ahead, open the show there. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody out there.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I got to teach. I have a lot to teach this boy.
Well, in wrestling, we do the long intros. I know you're not used to that, but
I'm used to it. I was a big WWF fan in the days. I watched the first WrestleMania. Yeah,
you should have maybe gone into that, Heshy.
Well, anyways, my handsome friend Tom, co-host, welcome back to the show. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling normal for the first time in over a month. I was telling Yitzi before, our producer, that for the first time I'm actually not sick.
Well, welcome back. You're not good, and we have our beautiful co-host Devora. You know, Devora does not sleep. When Devora texts me at 3 o'clock in the morning,
that makes three of us.
She gets angry. Why aren't you responding? Because I'm sleeping, Devora. And then when I wake up at 4:30, she's going to sleep. You know? No, she's up too, by the way. Anyways, welcome. No scarf this week?
It's almost summer, like 82 degrees on Saturday. You might as well bring out the barbecue again, reopen the pool.
Beautiful. Well, everybody, I want you to know there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Israel, but we're going to talk about New York, and we're going to talk about, today they called me about Ina Vernikova to leave her alone. Ina, the councilwoman from another district, who was brandishing a gun and thinks she's some kind of cowgirl wacko. So people are calling me saying, your son doesn't let you talk bad about other people. I said, my son is a good guy, but when you start with me, you're going to get it back. They said, well, you should fight with her on the same level. I said, no. You start with me, you get it 5 times worse. And they said, you really want to arrest it? By the way, everybody, the gossip is, and I posted it, that after her election, the Republican Party or whatever, some in the city council, they're going to throw her out. Thank God. I want to be there when they do that. And since it's some kind of gimmicks, they're going to, why'd they shut off my mic? Why'd they shut off the mic? This produces like wacko. I don't know what's wrong with it. Why would you shut up?
Maybe the
don't touch my. So, anyways,
maybe you're telling a secret. You're not.
He said, "Well, I didn't tell a secret. But it's a rumor. It is a rumor. But if she does get thrown out, there's some kind of legal maneuvering here and there that they're going to either be able to place their own person in. But I'm going to try to fight that. We're going to get a special election or something.
Well, the law is it's a special election, a nonpartisan special election.
But she doesn't take possession of the seat. If she wasn't the elected, even though she's an elected official, but the new election means that she has to take possession of the new seat.
Well, first she's got to get elected on November 7th, so we'll have to find out.
But she still doesn't take possession till January 1st.
Yes, correct.
So the seat is theoretically open when she gets thrown out of there. So there is no special, there's not enough time for a special election. So the second person or the vacated person takes over. There's a whole gimmick here. Anyways, and Kalmin Yeger has to recuse himself from the thing.
Yes, he's on the
You saw my video. I went to ask her questions. She won't answer. She's like some kind of embattled fancy cowgirl.
And what was it with that guy telling you to behave? I mean,
right, Izzy Weiss.
Who?
Right, Izzy Weiss, her assistant over there. No. I don't know. Listen to me. Behave. I asked her a question. Answer the question. You're going.
I thought it was a legitimate question. By the way. Very legitimate
question.
I asked her, can you just tell us about your arrest? And what I wanted to ask her about her arrest and what she thought about, the felony. But she's going to get away with it, and I don't agree with it. When they arrested me,
well, if she's losing her seat.
But Devora, but only if she has a felony. On a misdemeanor, you don't lose your seat. But here's my point to you is, when I was called to a protest, we didn't hit anybody. 400 cops were there watching the situation. Not only did they arrest me, they kept me overnight in jail and lost my paperwork. She got, for brandishing a gun, a desk appearance ticket. A desk appearance. Now, you explain that to me, Miss Legal Advisor. Why does she get a desk appearance and not me? Because she has more power?
I guess it's prosecutorial.
Okay, anyways, that's one thing. And, of course, we're going to talk about Israel and all the crazy theories. But I want to give a shout-out to my beautiful Mira Nava, my granddaughter.
Favorite part of the show.
And Layla Tamar. And Sergeant Peter, of course. And, of course, Ellie, who has disappeared on me. Ellie, I want you to get in contact with me. You know I love you. I want to know what's going on, Ellie. Tell me what's going on with you. Anyways.
And congratulations to the family. You have another marriage you've been pending.
So Ellie's
yes, I had 2 engagements now. My 2 nieces that I threatened to get married. They took my threat seriously, and they actually found men. So there'll be 2 weddings in January, which, my brother told me not to invite everybody. But I'm going to be inviting all of you, by the way, November November 1st, there's going to be a big engagement party. I'll post it on my websites. And you're all invited to the engagement party. I'm not paying for it, so I don't care. Come on by.
And while you do that, also, I want to say hello to our radio stations here, 620 WSNR, also 1640 WJPR, and also 1693.5 FM WVIP. Can never forget about 93.5.
Welcome to the show. What about your friend Finkel? How's he feeling?
He's tuned in. He's still under the weather. Also, Josh Bailey, who just came back from Las Vegas, by the way, now says he's sick.
Oh God!
But we say
you know why Josh is sick? He lost a lot of money.
No, actually, he didn't. He actually didn't do that. He just got sick because he just came back.
It was a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It was a joke. Why don't you just laugh at
I actually tried that on him because he told me he's not a gambler. Because we were talking Sunday.
I'm not a gambler either.
He said he does not gamble. So.
Anyways, I'm going to tell you about a lot of things. People called me, by the way. You know, I want you all to know we are going to start the show sooner or later. But on November 7th, 10 days, is it 10 or 11 days away?
13.
13 days away is Election Day. I could use help. HeshyTishler.com. Come down to the office, 5318.
16th
I want to win this. There's only two people on that ballot. Heshy Tischler and Kalmin Yeger. You're right, he has a Democrat-Republican line. But I'm there. I'm in the voter guide. He doesn't even have his picture in the voter guide or whatever. I am responsible. I'm there for you. I want you to vote for me. We have to scare them. We have to make the change. We have to not be scared. My posters are out there. You know
they're everywhere. Kings Highway, Avenue U. I see them up and down.
Even the sanitation wants to take them down. I'm putting them back up. I'm out there. I'm not scared. I want you to come out for me. There's early voting October 28th.
This Saturday, yeah.
Right. We don't let Kalmin cheat us, and that's it. We're good to go. Anyways, I want to tell you my quote for the day. And this is all about freedom. Because they try to take our freedom. And I don't believe in the conspiracy theories in Israel, but I feel something is wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but something is wrong, Devorah, in Israel. Something is going on. They still haven't attacked the Gazans. They're bombing them. They want to get back the hostages, which you know they're not going to get back. But even if they get back, they got back 4 hostages. What is it? 4 out of 200. 4 out of 203 hostages. Okay, the number has gone up. So my point is what are they up to? What game are they up to? There's something going on with politics. I don't know. I'm not happy. And what I found out that CNN said that there's some kind of report that how the Palestinians prepared for the attack on Israel was very, very interesting. Very interesting that there was no way without Israel or somebody inside the Israel people cooperation. By the way, you do know that I was at...
I don't believe that.
Did you know I was at an event at the Manhattan Beach Jewish Center?
Yes, I definitely did know.
When I was there was about 1,000 people there. And what I heard is about 2,500 people showed up and more people kept cramming in. We had a beautiful event.
That's a big place there.
Yeah. We said Kaddish. People were coming from all over Brooklyn and New York City. No protesters. We did it inside, clean, nice, calm. Not like the crazy Palestinian kids protesting in colleges. Free, what is it? Free Palestine?
Yeah, free Palestine.
Sea to shining sea or whatever they have there. I don't know what they're saying, you know.
I don't think they know what they're saying, Heshy.
I don't believe what they're saying. And you know what? They're not competent. They're fighting. No. They're getting arrested by the police, and the police are letting them go. But my question to you is, how does the city allow all these protests without permits? We have to have permits. We have to get permission, and they're letting these kids on college campuses. Matter of fact, you know why I don't feel bad about Hawaii anymore? The guy from Hawaii, the college over there, has nothing to say bad about or comment about Israel and lets their people protest. You have fires, you have people dying, you have a whole island in trouble, but you're busy with Palestine. Be busy with your own problems.
And the same people that were protesting this, the same actors, bad actors, were the same people with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter here. And this the double standard, again, Heshy, just is mind-boggling.
I know. You know, I was watching an interview with this guy. He goes around to the Palestinians, and he's Jewish, but he doesn't wear his yarmulke, and they answer him. And the lady says, well, Gaza is an open-air prison, so the people escaped from the prison, and they killed their guards. I said, then why? He asked, why'd they go back to their prison? Why didn't you just take over the whole prison or continue on? Why'd you capture? Why'd you do this? And she says, well, the Israelis' fault. It's their fault that we had to capture and kill those people. And he said, do you think it's normal for civilians to be killed? She says, yeah, and right here in Brooklyn she is. Yeah, it's normal because they were apartheid and the Jews deserve it. And then I see black people protesting and Spanish people protesting with the Palestinians that we don't want, not only do we don't want a Jewish state, we don't want Jews at all. I mean, come on. So what are the Palestinians? They want to make another Muslim state? Even if you're right, let me just give you a hypothetical, DeVoe and Tom.
That's a big
Let's
stretch there,
create,
Heshy. All right,
let's
big
let's
stretch.
believe that the Palestinians deserve a state. Where are the Jews going to go? Okay, you want to throw the Jews out? We're not going to give you in a free world. I am a free citizen. My thinking is open. I am not going to allow another country. That's right. I am not, even if you own the country, I would like to attack you. Don't we all want to attack Iran? Don't we all want to attack all these crazy countries that are abusing their people, abusing their women? You think I'm going to let Palestine that abuses their women and all that to open up? No, I'm not going to give you a country.
There was a poll out there that the majority of those people actually support Hamas. They don't want to live with the Israelis, and the Israelis have done so much to.
But why are we giving the second state, the state that's going to be created that will be abusive to women, that will be worse than apartheid? No, as an American citizen that fights for freedom across this land and has helped other countries that become free, we're going to create a country that's going to oppress their people? No, Palestine should not exist now. No, there shouldn't be a second state. I'm sorry, I'm getting angry. Not because of Israel, they want to take it away. They're creating a state that is like worthless. We want freedom around the world. That means if I fly into Europe, England, or London, or France, I'm not going to be arrested. I'm going to be allowed to walk around as a free citizen. I fly into this new Palestinian state, they're going to shoot me dead.
And these same people, they don't want us to exist either. You know,
Right.
people don't realize that this.
Right. They don't want America. Those Palestinians here, they don't want their own America. If they can, I want to tell you about hate crimes, but I'll get to that in a minute. I want to give you a quote on freedom.
All right.
In the face of impossible odds, people who love this country can change it. Do you understand? In America, we can change. In these other countries, we can't. So if we want to change America, we want to change the world, we fight the impossible odds. We don't give up. And I'm proud of the Israelis, even though I think there's something going on there. But America is the beacon of hope for this world, and we want it to be spread. Yes, we want our word to be spread. We don't want communism and fascism and socialism. We want our teachings to be spread like anybody. Yep. And we want the impossible. I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things I cannot accept. A beautiful quote by Angela Davis. And I'm going to give you one more. May we think of freedom not as the right to do as we please, but as the opportunity to do what is right. Do you understand? This is my point to you. Freedom is what we do what is right. We do it right to the world. Now you think, oh, Heshy, your freedom, you can't push him on the plane. Yes, I can. I can push my idealism, right? What's the proper word? Come on, DeVoe. What's the word? Idealisms?
Your idealisms.
Idealism. She doesn't want to help us. What do you want to tell us?
She kind of wanted you to almost be hung out to dry there.
I know
Heshy.
that.
I don't know. But
I want to push my idealisms, whatever the proper word is, around the world of freedom. Freedom. We went through, but you know, some of these Palestinians are carrying signs of SWAT stickers. You know, in Germany, it's illegal. It's outlawed.
And they also say death to America. These are the same people. This is what I don't understand.
And we're allowing that to happen in New York City. Forget New York City, United
I
States.
would say, Heshy, you know, you talked about Councilwoman Vernikov. Because of Councilwoman Vernikov's action, you could even make that case that whole thing we saw in Bay Ridge could have been more inflamed because of her actions, Vernikov.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to give you a joke. DeVoe, please laugh. This is really funny. It's about Linda. And here's my joke. My wife, Linda, and I had this running battle over the temperature setting on our air condition yesterday. Linda wants it warmer. I want it cooler. And we really had an argument. We had a verbal exchange. Finally, she shouted, Heshy, it's your fault I need the temperature warmer. I said, why, Linda? She says, you always wanted a hot wife.
I hope she's not listening, Heshy.
I let her control the temperature after that.
That was the best thing you could have did, Heshy.
But I thought that was a good joke. You know, when she replied to me that answer, I said, you know what? I can't believe she even came up with something like that. It was very cool. I do say that. So, Linda, you can have the temperature control.
I just hope you don't turn into like Al Bundy in the Tischler house where you
No. Anyways, I want to tell you something. The union chapter leader of New York City School is under fire from teachers and members of Congress for sending an email to colleagues alleging illegal Israeli colonists' occupation. and is what has led to a deadly Hamas terrorist attacks the Jewish state. Now, here's a teacher who is part of the union, has nothing better what to do with his life but to promote Hamas, a teacher. I mean, that's my point to you, Kalmin Yeger and Ina Vernikova. Go ahead. You want to sleep around. You want to cheat on your wives. You want to do a money thing. You want to run your business out of the council office. But you're leaders of this community. You are beacons of hope of our children of doing better. You want to do it on your private time, fine, But I don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. If you're a rabbi, a teacher, a leader of the community, you must hide yourself to another extent. I was calling Devorah yesterday, and I told Devorah that I was invited to an event in the city. And Devorah, I said, Devorah, I'm in trouble. She says, why are you in trouble? I said, I was told to come to this event. I go to many events. And some lady that I helped and approached me invited me for drinks. I'm not a drinker. I don't know what that means, but I'm not a dumbbell. I know what she wanted for drinks. So I explained to her, I'm married with kids. She says, no, come for drinks. And she texted me and called me. I said, listen to me, I can't come. And I wanted to go to this event. But then I got a little nervous. And you're going to say, Heshy, you're a scared guy. We all have our, what's the problem?
Well, where the bells are ringing, the warning bells are ringing. And
it's
so
not
you
the warning
stayed away.
bells. You can have bells, but you have to have self-control. You have to be able to, people don't want to have discipline.
Go with your
discipline,
instincts,
right. So people don't have self-control. People have television. They don't want to watch TV because men or women naked are on the street. I got a complaint on my mailer. Everybody on the planet, you, Tom, everybody.
Yes.
Well, Linda, you talk about Linda. Where's Linda? I want to see Linda's picture. So I put Linda on the last mailer, beautifully dressed, religious, with a hat, no jewelry, nice.
Well, she's on the palm card,
right?
too, by
On
the
the
way.
palm, sitting next to me. Maybe 50 calls. How can you have a woman on the mailer? How can you have a woman on your ad? We don't see women. Even women called me. The religious women. I said, have self-control. Don't look at the picture then. Just read the back of the card. I mean, she's a woman that is
But
my wife.
I have a retort to that, though. So those people have no problems with the way Councilwoman Vernikov dresses or Farrah Lewis dresses?
Right.
They
That's
have
what
no
I
problem
said.
with that?
Oh, we don't look at them. I said, stop it. You
They
didn't
look
call
at them. Let's be honest.
You know you can't call them. They don't even pick up your phone. Heshy Tishla picks up the phone. I had a lady that called me that said that she needs an apartment. I've been trying to help people
You had
with
15
apartments.
people reach out to you the other day in the office.
Yeah. I have a person that lost money with a Ponzi scheme collections. Heshy, I'm very angry at you. Why are you not calling me back to help me collect my money? I said, really? Really? That's what you're calling me? And I said, you Councilman Yeger? No, they don't call me back, those politicians. I said, I pick up the phone. I just don't have an answer. He's angry why I don't have an answer or getting him back his money. I said, trust me, I've been screwed myself, And some lady is living in an apartment without paying rent. Heshy, find me an apartment. I said, you didn't pay rent before. You want me to find you an apartment that you're not going to pay rent again? What are you going to let me do? Let me try to help you fill out forms. She says, I filled out forms, but I took the money and I couldn't pay my landlord. She stole the money that we got from the city for her, and now she wants us to do it again.
And she didn't save the money, so she has no money to begin with.
Yeah.
So how do you expect to be able to afford an apartment? That's a good question. But before we do anything else, I want to give out the call-out number, 646-974-1580. Give us a call before our producer yells at us. So I want to make sure if you want to join the conversation, 646-974-1580. Want to say hello also to Black Beauty. She is in the chat. Also, Josh Bailey says hello again.
Josh, hello. I
Yep.
like Black Beauty. She always has goose.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. There's a guy walking around the Capitol. What's his name again?
Jamal Bowman.
Jamal Bowman. He's
Yes.
walking around the Capitol, and he pulls the fire alarm. Now, what I understand, if you scream fire in a movie house, is that what is that? A felony, Miss Lawyer?
I don't know if it's a felony.
But
I
it's
don't know
bad?
the law.
Can you say something that it's bad? Is it arrestable offense?
Oh, I think it is.
Okay, good. Thank you for your legal advice. So here's a guy who pulls a fire alarm in the Capitol and scares everybody. Forget that he stops a vote. So he did it falsely. He's only getting charged with a misdemeanor. On January 6th, we see pictures of the Capitol Police taking people around. They didn't cause any damage. They said they stole something from Pelosi. But you saw that. These people are serving 15 years. This animal could have caused trouble with people running out that there was a fire in the Capitol, called firemen down, false complaint, wasted. How much money he's getting fined? What, $500?
$1,000.
$1,000.
And he said basically, I'll just pay the fine. That's
Right.
it. That's
But
what
we're
his
letting
exact
him get
words.
away with it. Why? Because we're scared of him. This is unacceptable. January 6th, we have our people going to jail. By the way, Trump, This is America. He's allowed to say whatever he wants. He was talking about Michael Cohen at the trial.
Yes.
The judge says, I don't believe you were talking about Michael Cohen. You were talking about my assistant, which he's allowed to do. And he fined him $10,000. I mean,
the double standard.
Right.
Actually, we talk about it all the time on the show. The double standard is just...
I mean, they're really going... I see that Donald Trump is screaming to fight for your rights. He's fighting. I don't know. And I'm getting nervous.
Well,
now.
let's hope we have rights. The way the world is going right now, I mean, if you're on Twitter all the time, all the things that are trending is World War III.
Yeah, but you can't gag order and open... They're filming it. People could break into the film. And how do you gag order a trial that everybody knows about, that everybody sees? It's just not right.
It sounds like they're basically trying to rig to get him something on.
Even the judge last week in the Trump 2020 election interference criminal case imposed a gag order barring public statements targeting prosecutors. So Letitia
James, yep.
she goes on
Attorney
national
General,
television, talks about it, knocks Trump, fights back, but Trump can't do it.
The double standard.
Yeah.
There you go. You know it, I know it, and most of the listeners know it.
Yeah. Anyways, there was a young girl who was kidnapped, dressed like Harry Potter, 12 years old. They found her dead by the Israeli border. Ugh. Now, these Hamas animals, I don't know about you Palestinian people that are watching, and I have a lot of Palestinians that do join my TikTok and make comments to me, Free Palestine, Jew. Today I did 2 inspections. I help people, and I had a young girl reporter, a student reporter, came in and interviewed me. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to see my offices. She wanted to see what I do in the field. And I had 2 Muslim inspectors, both wonderful. Both wonderful.
Right,
Those treated me with respect. Matter of fact, 3 because I had one yesterday. That's how hot I was. I was doing really good helping people.
Okay.
While we're standing on the street, I'm standing there with a Muslim guy. I don't know if he's Muslim. He's Sheikh. You know, what is that? That's also like Muslim, right? One of them with the hat, the Sheikh hat.
Indian?
Oh, Indian, right? But right,
Hindu,
he was
maybe?
telling me about
Hindu?
UL, right?
Hindu.
So he was Hindu, and then I had a Muslim guy, a real Muslim guy, a guy screaming on the street, "Free, free Palestine!" And he starts screaming at me, "Jew, Jew, Jew!" So I'm standing there with this Muslim guy. I said, "Yeah, I'm a Jew, and come over here, and I'm going to play. You know, let's go play." And then he says to me some dirty words, "Come and suck my thing." You know what I mean? I don't want to say
I can't say that. He got 3 radio stations on here.
So I said, come here. And right there, the Muslim inspector was right there. Come on, let me suck it. Come on, I'm not scheming. Who else would answer like that? I start walking over to him. Come on, let me suck. He starts running away, and the Muslim inspector's laughing. Really, you're
that sounds like in wrestling. They do this all the time in wrestling.
So
the wrestler goes,
so
"Oh,
the guy
yeah,
says to me, I said, listen to me, what did you want me to say? You wanted me to stand there. I understand he's Muslim. I understand that you're a good guy. But look, we were just standing there. Weren't you embarrassed that he was doing it to us during our job, doing an inspection?" And the inspector said, "Yeah, I'm embarrassed. What should I do?" You know what I mean? And it just, the guy had no shame doing it right there on the street in Staten Island. No, not in Brooklyn, not in Manhattan, Staten Island, where usually you don't get away with stuff like that.
No, usually no with the with those people out there. No.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? You can call into the show, everybody.
646-974-1580.
Finally, we got what is it? The head of the Congress.
Yes, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson from Louisiana.
I never heard of him. A guy from Louisiana, a nobody. We couldn't get a guy with a strong background. We got rid of McCarthy, who had a reputation, who's been there forever.
Yep.
They wouldn't let, what's the other guy with the S, what's his name?
Well, it was Tom Emmer, I believe it was yesterday.
No, not Tom Emmer, but this other guy, the first one that they knocked out.
There was a few of them, Heshy.
The first one that everybody wanted it from New York. What's his name?
From New York. Oh, Hakeem Jeffries?
Not Hakeem Jeffries.
New York.
Sure. Not New York. With an S. I forgot his name. And then
it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's a punchline now.
Right. And all of them, these are guys who had more popularity, who were smarter, and you took a guy and
Scalise.
Scalise.
Who's from the same state as Johnson. Okay,
right.
Steve
And who's
Scalise,
the other one?
yeah.
The one after Scalise?
Well, we had Emmer was yesterday, I believe.
Right.
Scalise was the one correct, and Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan.
There you
Jim
go.
Jordan would have been the
from
perfect
Ohio.
one. Right.
Yep.
Would have been the perfect one. Instead, what happened? No. And you pick a guy like Johnson, which is very nice. And I want you to know, I heard about Johnson is a Trump ally. He faces, of course, pressing issues, including potential shutdown. But thank God we have it. He's pushing for an aggressive schedule, which I'm happy. You know, but again, there was one Republican lawmaker called Mike Laura.
Yes.
Again,
Rockland
he's a
County.
Republican. Of course, he's going to vote for his Republican people. The Democrats said, "Oh, nobody will vote for you
Nydia
again."
Velasquez, who, by the way, represents some nearby areas here at one time. She used to represent a little part of Sunset Park and Borough Park, and she said that. And it looks like here we are going to have a caller come in.
Okay,
here,
but I want to just tell you one thing.
Okay.
The House finally, now that we have a speaker, they passed a resolution finally to support Israel in the war against Hamas.
Good.
Wow, wow, wow. House passed a resolution, and the final tally, listen to this, everybody, 412 to 10.
Who are the 10 that voted
So
against?
usually we can't tell you when there's 200 to 200. Let me tell you the 10
All right,
idiots.
let's hear it.
Because it's easy.
All right.
Of course, represent Rashid Tlaib.
No-brainer.
Pig
One.
whore. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Corey Bush. Please, Corey, I hope you really go away. I don't know how you represent Jersey. You're an idiot. I used to like you. You're an idiot. He was a mayor, right? Or something?
No, that's Cory Booker. This one,
Corey
I believe,
Booker?
is from one of the
I made a
Midwest
mistake.
states. Yeah.
Corey, I'm sorry, Corey. Wrong Corey. I forgive you, Corey. Corey Bush, I got so angry when I saw that. My eyes flipped up. Jamel Bowen.
We just spoke about Jamal Bowman.
I mean, the man
Westchester.
runs, whatever, wacko.
Mr. Fire
right?
Alarm.
Al Green.
Okay.
And, of course, our favorite big pig tramp, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, we got to get the callers on here,
Okay,
Heshy. I think
go ahead.
I think
Ilhan
producer-
Omar, whatever.
So let's bring the callers on because Heshy's going to probably stumble through those names. It's Chris
Right.
Berman, say bumbling bubble. So caller, are you on the air?
Yep. Hi.
Hi, how are you? Who are you, by the way? Tell us who you are and what to talk. What's your issue?
Alex from Brooklyn.
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
How you
here?
doing,
So
Alex?
what's on your mind tonight? Thanks for calling in.
Great.
Just-
I want to know what Heshy thinks about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Do you feel like the Israelis should send in more trucks?
Now,
Humanitarian aid, strictly humanitarian aid. I'm not talking about fuel that ends up, being interpreted and used as missiles. But what about food and water?
listen to me. I'm against the migrants, okay? I'm against the migrants, but again, they're here. You think I don't want them fed? You think I want, the mayor is saying, let's let them sleep on the street.
No, I'm talking about
Okay,
I'm talking about
I understand that. I was going to get to that next. Of course I want humanitarian aid. You think I want 1.1 million people in Gaza to die? Do you think I want anybody to? I have Muslim friends. I have Jewish friends. I have black friends. I have Muslim kids that came through my house. I have all across the board. You think I want anybody to suffer here? I don't want nobody to suffer. I don't want the Gazans, especially the children who are sleeping on the street and the house is bombed up. But the humanitarian aid is going Hamas. $150 million is being shipped in from America, and it's going to Hamas. You have concrete to build roads and highways, and Hamas used it to tunnels. So what do you want me to do? I was in a synagogue, a beautiful synagogue in Queens, and we're collecting diapers and other stuff to send out. I know that where ours is going. I just had somebody today who told me he has 11 pallets of the alcohol wipes. Heshy, can you use them? I said, I don't know how I'm going to get them to Israel. 11 pallets of 11. They're a lot of money, and I would love to send it. I'd even send it to Gaza. The truth of the matter, it's a waste of time. And we have a lot of people here that need stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We have a lot of people here that could use it. So I told them, yes, donate it to our synagogue. We'll get you a thing. And not to my synagogue, to the one in Queens that's doing it. And we're going to get you a thing. And there's so many homeless people here. But yes, the humanitarian should go into Gaza. But who's going to administer it? Who's going to administer it? And will they take it from a Jew? I was watching a video today of a Muslim man, standing up saying, my father was saved by a Jewish doctor when the Muslims didn't help him and take care of him. He says, my cousin was drowning in the waters and he was dying when the Israelis ran in. One Israeli man saved him. And when I told people about it, they grabbed me out of the room and they said, don't talk about it. When we told it to my cousin who saved him, he says, I wish I wouldn't have been saved by an Israeli. Really? Really? This is how you talk stupidity. So yes, do you want humanitarian aid? Of course I want it. Do you think when Iran had an earthquake, I wasn't proud of Israel saying that they're willing to send people to help Iran? Iran, their enemy.
Nobody wants what happened years ago with Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
People want to be helped.
Right.
And we want to try to help them in any way that we can.
So what was the problem in Congress that you can't support Israel? I mean, you have people in our city council that have no idea what they're doing, no budgets, no control of anything, and what they're busy with is they're going up and making comments about Israel. First of all, why
They're
don't you
whack
do
jobs.
why don't you do a press conference in front of your office? City council is made for city council. Congress too. You know what? You passed a resolution, fine, and then you have idiots who. So why are you even offering this resolution? So Alexandria Casa could have some fame by saying she doesn't support it. Every one of our 412 congressmen should have gone in front of their office, send out press conferences that I support Israel. What does a resolution do? Zero. Send money. If you can make a resolution that is attached to $1 billion, I agree. A resolution that says I like Israel. I love Israel.
You know what that is, Heshy? For those people, it just shows that they're running for election next year. That's all. It's all.
It's a game.
platitudes.
It's
all
just a game.
We
I
talk
don't
about
play
all,
games.
and that's why we need you to be an independent fighter for us on November 7th. Heshy Tischler, stop by the office, 5318 16th Avenue. Also, HeshyTischler.com, and make sure you do anything you can to help out Heshy. If you're in a different state, you want to help out Heshy. There's ways that you can actually do that. You talk to us about it, and also Heshy always is available. Just enough Heshy at gmail.com. Email him.
Tom gives up my number during the day, and people call me for the dumbest things.
I know.
And they told
We
me,
talk about it all the time,
and they
Heshy.
call me for serious things. By the way, I think the mayor is starting to like me. I actually am. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure.
Well, you're gonna talk about it
I
later,
actually
maybe.
got an invitation to show up maybe at November 6th, a big event at the Gracie Mansion, and I'm gonna go. I know I'm gonna try to sneak my way in, but I actually have my name on the list. I'm gonna try to take
Wow.
a picture with the mayor. It's a day before the election, so I think I'm breaking him down that I'm normal.
So
again.
instead of an October surprise, it's a November surprise. They say in politics.
November 6th. So I'm going down, have my thing over. But my question too is that the shelters, Mayor Adams, and it's not only him, the city council promised to put these migrants up. We have 80,000 of our own homeless. We have now 80,000 migrants on the street. The shelters are throwing them out, and the mayor says they're going to have to sleep on the street. And then these people are being shipped from shelter to shelter, filling out forms. But when they get online, which I don't even know how they know how to do this, when they get online, they can't even get tickets to get into another shelter. So I don't understand. And the Roosevelt Hotel is throwing them out.
41 people.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Finkel sent me something that 41 people recently were arrested from the Roosevelt Hotel or something like that. I know I got that
Right.
from Anthony Finkel.
We can't be putting them in a shelter for 30 days and throwing them out.
Winter's coming.
I know
we
winter's
talk about
coming.
it all the time.
I don't know what to tell you. Humanitarian aid to Gaza? What about humanitarian aid to my city?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. I think you were about to get to it here. Is that they want to put these, intentment camps, these tents
But
on the
even in
parks.
Tenton's camp,
But now your local park, Heshy, you were the guy that fought to reopen all these
Right.
parks, and now essentially
You're taking it away again
We're
from
going to
us.
put these tents in these public parks, so a park near you is going to have migrants. Is that basically Adams' grand scheme?
It's
is
not
that
only
that's
Adams, it's the city council. And what you
Yes.
think when my building, the heat breaks down, I have a plumber that just doesn't want to give me heat. I have to go out. He just tortures me, you know what I mean? So what I do is, if the heat breaks down in a normal building with a normal boiler and normal hot water heaters, and we have to fight with him, you think that in a park with a tent, these people are not, and my tenants complain if the heat goes under 78 degrees. Okay, Linda, you heard my joke in the beginning. It really wasn't a joke. It's a true story. They complain. You're telling me these guys are going to live in tents in the park in snow? You really
Well,
believe?
Adams said, remember, we spoke about this on a prior show. Adams basically said that everybody was going to have to deal with this problem, and then it was the Brooklyn Democratic chairwoman, Rodneyse Bachat, an assemblywoman from Flatbush, basically said that she wants a more equitable plan for these migrants, and that included places like Bay Ridge, Manhattan Beach. Oh, by the way, Ina Vernikov, Sheepshead Bay, all these different places.
And
Staten
Ina,
Island.
nowhere to stop you. Yeah, Ina says one or two comments, but you don't see her going to the protests. You don't see her, but you see her at a Palestinian protest, standing with the Palestinians. I mean, Ina, you got to be serious about taking care of the people's issues, not thinking that you can get into the picture or a video. I'm famous. I'm going to get into the picture. You are just a stupid idiot councilwoman who doesn't want to do her job. She wants to just collect $300,000 and $4 million discretionary fund. You know what? To my brothers and sisters, I don't know if a lot of you are listening to me in the Brooklyn, South Brooklyn area. I need your vote. Do you really want to change? Do you really want to suffer? Do you want to go through what you've been going through? It's not a complicated answer. You know what I mean? I don't mind you want to put Kalmin Yeger back in, and I don't mind that the block votes. Today, the lady asked me, the interviewer, Heshy, what are the rabbis? Why don't they support you? I said, well, there's this, DeVoe, even you got a comment. One of the organizations are scared to support me. Even though they like me, they're scared to support me because it's a political game, because if Kalmin gets in, he'll be angry. But if you support me, Kalmin won't get in. Yeah, Kalmin did you 1 favor, 2 favors. The man has been in office for 7 years. Really? He says in his one of his newspaper ads, he says, I brought in tens of millions of dollars.
It's been 5 years.
6.
Going on 6, but go ahead, actually, continue.
Tens of millions. I mean, 14 years he worked for different offices. So he's been there for 20 years. Tens of millions of dollars. I don't know where they are. Yeah, you did bring in $2 million, Kalmin, when you built a $2 million bathroom in the park. Aren't you ashamed of that? Shamed of that. You're not ashamed.
But you know what it is, Heshy? And I know you're obviously speaking about the block vote, but that's almost in general anybody that has their legislator. There was a study done years ago, and it said that 96% of incumbents get reelected in New York. It's everybody. It doesn't matter who the community is, the constituency. People, for whatever reason, they'll complain about everything going on around them, and then they'll reelect their legislator, whether it's a council member, a senator.
But over here, they actually call me. They tell me they can't reach Kalmin. Heshy, help me. Heshy, send us a box of food. Heshy, help this lady in the basement find an apartment. Heshy, I have a voucher. Can you help me get the voucher to approved there? And I'm helping people. Help me with my vacate order. I mean, this guy in Staten Island that I hope today, he couldn't get an inspection. He couldn't get his vacate lifted for months. It wasn't that complicated. I did the red tape.
And I'll bet you that the council members there on Staten Island would have
Zero.
no idea. And
he called his assembly member, but you Sam Momo,
Sam
whatever.
Perizzolo, who's
Zero.
busy wishing getting a happy birthday wish.
And
Sam
you know what?
Perizzolo.
And
Do
here's
nothing.
my point to you. In 2 weeks, I made my rounds. I went down there. I screamed and hollered. Got him an inspection. Stood there for inspection. Taught him what to do. Showed him compliance. Opened up his building. These are the things we have to do to serve our people. I can do it on a bigger scale. If I'm a councilman, I can call and scream and say, listen, open this job up. I had a stop work order in one of the buildings that I'm very close with. And these inspectors just tortured my people for a year. Finally, I went there. I stood there myself, spoke to the inspectors, went down, made the reports, got everything fixed, opened it up. Why? Because I do things myself. I care. I check. I wanted to know. Yesterday in Queens, again, I taught them how to be compliant. I teach you. I work with you. I pick up every single phone call. And if I can't, I'm sorry. I tell you to text me, email me, and I try to get back to you.
And if you want to email him again, justenoughheshy@gmail.com. He does read all his emails. He'll get back to you.
And I get, if you want to check my phone, every 2 hours I have about 100 emails that I have to check. Really, I'm not joking with you. Throughout the 15, 18-hour days, I actually get between 1,500 and 2,000 emails. You're right, some of them are junk I deleted or advertisers, but I do get lots of emails, and I see the headings and the things, and I try to, I get bad emails too, DeVoe.
I'm going to read off a comment here real quick.
I get bad emails, and I have to be very careful because sometimes I can open up a bad email, and then boom, not that you freeze me or give me a virus. I'm not scared of that. What I'm scared of is that they have proof that I'm watching porn or something. Which I really think it's a joke. I'm not scared to even show you that I watch it. I don't do it.
Let's move off that because I actually have a comment from somebody that wants to directly ask you, and it's from Infinite Justice MDV. Heshy, what do you do when you have a 99.9% radicalized genocidal population? It's not only Hamas that you're fighting.
You know what? We don't have a 99%. Thank you so much. But I want you to know that you're right. We have, we're sending out right now the Good organization, another one, a Jewish organization that I don't help. They have they just collect money. Sending out notices to people. Be careful. Be vigilant. The Hamas is coming for you. You could be killed. You're trying to pour more fear. For what reason? So you can collect money. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Yep. I tell that to everybody. You want to live a life, of course you have to be vigilant. Look around. I still see people to this day wear masks, especially those Palestinians.
Same thing. I see it all
those
the time,
Palestinian protesters wear masks. You know what? I hope they all choke. You can continue to wear those masks. You probably. And then I saw a sweater today, guys, Jews for Palestine. Jews for the Palestinians, I'm sorry. And he was wearing a mask. So he was mentally ill. Okay? Only mentally ill people are wearing masks.
Heshy, that is true. Heshy, that's why you certainly are that independent fighter that we definitely need in the city council.
And I'm going to do it. You guys say Heshy can't get nothing done. When I get there, I will. I will scream and holler. Okay, you know, we had a co-host here, Sawyer Radin, and she finally tricked me in, conned, and she got onto a chief of staff somewhere else.
A temporary assemblyman.
She's now
Don't feel too
right,
bad.
assemblyman.
A
Okay,
temporary assemblyman.
I don't think
he's
going to
be out in a year. Don't worry.
She has a lot of power today. A lot of power. I'm very proud of her. You know, you made it to. I'm not proud of her. I hate her. But the point is, she made it to the top. Now let me see what she's done in the last year. What has she done, Tom?
I don't know what he's done, Lester Chang.
Zero. Has not done it. She couldn't even get an air condition for our police station. They needed an air condition.
They asked her?
They asked. No money. I went and said, I have the money for it. Where do you have the money? For my own pocket. So they're nervous about it.
Listen, how is he going to be able to do anything when he still doesn't even live in his own district? He has no ties to his district.
Look, the producer got up, shutting off my mic. Don't you dish. I'm going to throw the soda on your foot and break it again. I'm allowed to say something that she does nothing for the community. She does nothing.
Let me get to it.
Lester Chang.
Yeah.
You know, first you're my friend, you take pictures. Now you're scared because the Republican Party not to say to support me. You know, you know what my fight with Ina Vernikov was? Let me tell you what my fight with Ina Vernikov. I have no problem. You carried a gun, you get arrested, whatever. But you mixed into my council race. So somebody tells me, well, that's the way it works in politics. One hand washes the other. First of all, she supported a Democrat. Second of all, don't mix into my city council race. You have enough problems of your own. Don't mix in. Don't talk bad about me, at least not to the public. Don't try to hurt my race unless you're that powerful. And Ina Vernikova thought she was that powerful. And you know what happened? God gave you the karma. That's what you call karma.
Listen, she's going to have a lot more bigger problems right now than doing with you. But I got a couple more comments here. And to one, back to Infinite Justice MDV. To Heshy, do you know Rashida Pig Demon Talib?
I love this. Who is that? What's that name?
Infinite Justice MDV. And he says, do you know Rashida Pig Demon Talib is married to and had children with her mother's brother. That's right, her direct blood uncle. She shares her maiden name with her mother.
Her mother's brother is allowed, I think.
Yeah,
right?
her mother's brother.
It's not incest. Is it incest?
I don't.
Uncle.
I don't even want to.
Oh my God, uncle. Oh, it isn't. No, it's not.
I think according to New York State law, it's incest.
No, uncle is not incest.
No, I think it is.
Uncle is not brother, sister,
in
father,
some of these
mother.
other states, it may
uncle
not
is
be.
Not the same DNA. Uncle is not the same DNA because a father, mother, they change the DNA, they change your blood type. Uncle, I don't know if maybe you should ask our audience. Is it? No,
give us a call and tell you what you think.
646-974-1580. Why are cousins?
I think in New York State.
In New York State,
An
uncle can be done. Talib. What a loser.
A big loser.
And she's going to win again?
Well, I heard that she's being targeted for the next election. I heard that she's being vehemently targeted. And Jamal Bowman, I also heard, is
Jamal
being targeted.
Bowman's going to go. I want you to see how bad crime is in New York City. You all make fun of me. Hey, so there's another robbery. So there's another attack. So there's another somebody beating somebody up. Queensman charged with operating sex trafficking ring in Brooklyn. Sex trafficking. A Queensman has been indicted for allegedly Douglas Welch, known as Paradise. He's a 40-year-old Queens resident. He can make 15 years. He beat up his people. He threatened them. He said he was bragging about knocking a trafficking victim unconscious with a baseball bat for refusing to participate in prostitution. Now that means that they weren't hookers or whores. They were being trafficked, then shoved into sex. They were trying to get into this country again. This is a game, and he bragged that he was able to get away with it openly in the East New York area. Anywhere else in the district, I can do and is he dangerous to our communities? Yes, he is. He's harmful to women, and he got away with it for a long time. Yeah, after a while, sooner or later, we catch them when you beat somebody so badly, when you kill somebody so badly, so people do report you. But he was able to make not money. And you know what? First offense, he can get up to 15 years. You know he's not getting no 15 years. He's going to plead to some kind of misdemeanor.
He's going to get community service. That's what he'll get.
He'll pay a fine like Bowman, $1,000, and get away with it. Ina is going to pay a $500 fine.
Well, Ina not so fast, because Ina's a Republican, actually, in this case.
Yeah.
And the district attorney of Brooklyn's a big-time progressive. We're going to find out.
Ina has a lot of, Kalmin Yeger, which he still didn't recuse himself. He didn't recuse himself.
Well, he actually, so that just real quick to clarify, actually, that investigation doesn't start yet until whatever happens. She goes, I think, to court next week or for her appearance for her situation. So none of this starts yet until there's actual formal charges against her. So at that particular time, he will have to recuse himself.
Because he was standing right there, he saw the gun. There's no way he can be on the ethics committee to say if she did something.
Well, and that's a fact. So
Well, he's a witness.
He's a witness. So the point is, but you're going to see Kalmin and her play the game. You know, that's what.
and
Kalmin
she was
does.
on his committee. She was on his committee to fill
Which
vacancies.
she should not. Oh, okay.
So there's at the end of the day that there's not he cannot be involved in that because there's obviously an electoral influence, and then on top of that, as Devora mentioned, he was there when she was in plain sight with her weapon.
We're going to lose some people soon, so I want to give you one more set of facts. The New York Police Department released new data on religious hate crimes, and it's nothing to cheer about. 3 Muslim attacks, 20 anti-Jewish hate crimes just this 1 week period alone.
I was speaking to people this week in our district, and people
And a
are
lot
really
of it is
upset.
not reported. Yeah,
Yep.
you know, I didn't get a crime today when the guy was screaming at me on the street. You know, but the point is, it should be considered a hate crime.
Yes.
He tried to entice me. He tried to come over. You're right. You have freedom of speech to say whatever you want, but within reason. No, you have no right to walk around with a Nazi symbol. That should be illegal. These Nazis killed not only Jews but Americans. They killed people. Nazi symbolism in Germany is illegal, pure illegal. And we allow that freedom of speech.
But you know, Heshy, it was always
I
like...
know First Amendment, Fifth Amendment,
No,
Heshy.
but you know, Heshy, it was always like, in a way, when you fought for us during COVID to open the parks and to give people back to be able to go to church or synagogue, you did it for all people. You didn't look at it
Right.
as a Jewish person.
I
You
fought for the mosques, the churches.
and you looked at it like as an American. And just like when you fostered 21 kids, you did it for all people. Listen, you had Muslim kids. You talked about, you've
Forget
always...
the Muslim. Black. You know,
Yes, but you
and
always-
people look at me like, oh, you take it. Yeah, he's my kid.
But you always looked at people not for their nationality or their ethnicity, whatever it might be. You looked at them as human beings. And that's right now what's wrong about what's going on here is that there are people that are persecuting people just because they might be Jewish, and that's unacceptable. And there are people, politicians, as a matter of fact, as you pointed out in that resolution or even in the city council, that actually support this type of action. And that's absolutely wrong.
And we're going to
unjust.
re-elect them. I mean, how screwed up are we? How screwed up are you
It's
people?
like I told you about 10 minutes ago. People, for whatever reason,
Why
to
aren't
96
1,000 of you coming out right now to my campaign and give me a shot to stand in city council? Let me show you that there is a way to make a change. And if not, 2 years from now, you throw me out. But if you're happy with what you are, you're going to put back another person. Why don't you come protest me and say free Heshy or free Kalmin from actually ever working again because he's an idiot. This is what we need to do. It's one day of your life. You know, today I was standing on the street and a guy comes over to me and says, Heshy, I'm a contractor and I'm using this expediter who messed me up and we went through all this money we spent. Can you help me? I said, you went somewhere else. I'm standing here on the street. Are you going to vote for me? Oh, yeah, sure. I said, 1 minute. You don't even know me. I mean, I have no problem helping you. You just want my fear, and I'll do that. But I asked him, I said, would you come out November 7th for me to help me? I'm busy. Okay? He's busy.
Well, you know what? Obviously, you're a man of the people, and there are some people that are going to be that way. But before I get a chance, I want to say hello to a few other people. I want to give a big shout out to our friend Joey Sabin, Mr. Brian Gusman. Wanted to make sure
I love Brian. You know, Brian was on our
listening.
show.
Yes, the Gus is listening, and I wanted to make sure I give him a big shout out as well. So I wanted to make sure we
Gus,
shout out people.
let me tell you something. Kalmin Yeger is going to take that assembly seat. You better run. I will help you. You've got to beat him. There's no way we can't let him stay in any political office anymore. I mean, I know I called Ina a bad name, but Kalmin is stupid. He's just stupid. The man is an idiot. You know what I mean? He just thinks he's entitled to this job to do nothing.
I think that's though all politicians, most of them, they
No, but there are some politicians that are smart. You know what I mean? But Kalmin Yeger is a dumb. Ina, everybody's saying, oh, you can't call her names. Why not? Why can't I call her names? You know what I mean?
Well, didn't she block a constituent? Now she's also, I noticed on Twitter, she's actually put, you can't respond to her in certain comments. So clearly, you know, there's a certain level of entitlement, and that's why I still disagree with you. I think that by and large, almost all of the politicians They're no different than
I
counting.
will never block. I mean, I might block you if you're acting crazy and sending me porn. Sure, I do that. But if you want to ask a question, even if you want to talk about Palestine, which I get angry when you use the F word. If you use the F word, get a free Palestine, no. But I'm saying if you start cursing or threatening, whatever, you want to ask me a question, you want to say you're free Palestine, I allow you to stay on my side. I allow you to make stupid comments, but to an extent, you know what I mean? Once you start cursing or threatening or wanting to hurt somebody
That's a
or
bit much.
killing all the Jews, yeah, I will block you. But other than that, I let you have the freedom of speech. I let you respond. I do pick up calls. I pick up hundreds of calls. I know you guys don't understand that. I try. I just don't. You know, today I was part of a conference call on a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
All these guys from all over the place. And I'm in the middle of preparing for the show. You know that. And
Yes.
sometimes they just call by 8:45 or 9 o'clock. And I tell them I'm preparing for the show. Please call later on. They called again on a FaceTime so they can take my picture and make fun. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. This is serious. You know, even WhatsApp and FaceTime, these phone calls are made for Zoom, are made for business. You want to have a good time and have your whatever dirty pictures, you're not
Well,
going to have me on
let
it.
them do that. But if you do, this is the last chance if you want to call in 646-974-1580. This is your last shot. So if you want to call, this is your last shot.
I want to talk about one more thing before we go off the air.
Yes.
As you know, during the campaign, my campaign, if you donate to my campaign, you get up to $175.
Times 8.
I get times 8 up to a certain amount of people.
Yep.
I think whatever.
75 people in the
Right,
district. Yep.
District, whatever. I can only get a certain amount of money, and I can only spend a certain amount of money on the campaign.
There's a cap. Yep.
Right. Now, by the way, Kalmin didn't make it. He used last year's cap, which I don't know how he was able to do that again. Anyways, 2 brothers admitted to roles in the illegal fundraising scheme, which a former deputy police inspector, whom the mayor knows socially, was also indicted. This guy, Shahid, Mustak, whatever, they wanted to do business with the city. So you're able to collect money, and if you give enough donations, this is what the point is. You don't fall asleep on me yet, Devorah. You got, what is it, another...
About 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Am I that boring, Devorah?
I look like I'm falling asleep.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear this, Heshy,
All
so
right.
let's talk
So
about it.
my point to you is that these guys, they're able to collect straw donors, which means is they go and get money orders.
It was what happened years
the
ago to
mayor's-
John Will.
And the
Yep.
mayor's race, you're allowed to collect up to $250. Why
Yes.
is the mayor's race, which is in the same city as me, allowed $250 a person, 8 times the amount, and only me $175?
I'll have an answer for you because I believe that the mayor is a citywide race. You're in a district, council district. I believe that's the probably reason why.
And also, his
Good
cap
reason.
is much more, that he's allowed to get up to like a couple of $1 million from the city, when we at the city council can only get up to like 400 or 500,000.
Yeah, I think it's what 360,000 from match, 369,
Right,
and
and
then
we
I
can
thi-
spend up to plus the
420,
50 that we collect,
yeah,
right?
420.
So again, it's not fair that you're capping us and you're teaching us how to run, and then the campaign finance.
I think the
So
mayor
what these
gets
guys
capped at like
did
7
was
million or
these
something
guys
like
went post office to post office, and they didn't get consecutive numbers, and they donated it so the mayor can get their 8 times the amount of the money. And my thing here is that campaign finance board does check about checks and does check on cash donations. And I learned that the last time, which I didn't ask for any matching funds, by the way.
Yes, in 2 years ago, you
I
did
didn't
not,
ask
no.
for any matching funds. What I did was I told people to donate. So campaign finance could question as much as you want. Even if my donations were straw donations, nothing was illegal, which I didn't get straw donations. And I didn't like the money orders. I asked people for personal checks.
You were actually doing that on the air for your
Right,
show. I
right.
thought that was amazing.
And what I did this time was I said, I don't want checks. I think I got I'm not even sure, 1 or 2 checks, but I told everybody credit card, debit card, and even then they denied some of my donations.
You had a couple.
Credit card, debit card, proof, it has your address, it knows where the
Yep.
money came from. There was no straw donations, and I ran a beautiful, and still the campaign fund tried to take away about $19,000 or $20,000 from me, and still I had more people. I didn't argue. I did it the right way. I did it the way it's supposed to be done, and I've learned the game. And the first time Kalmin Yeger made me blow away $80,000 of my money on legal, but the second time around we have enough money. We're advertising.
Yeah, people no, they're getting the stuff. There's definitely people. The word is out there. You are getting some traction, and I think that
everybody
we'll
knows me. But the point is, you're scared to vote. You're scared to make a change. I'm sorry, my Instagram fans, my YouTube fans, and we're gonna say goodbye to
620 WSNR AM 1640 WJPR, and of course 93.5 FM WVIP. Thank you as always for tuning in with us, and I can't wait to see you back next week, our last Wednesday before the election.
Oh, next week will be our last show before the election. So tune on in.
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. And then Wednesday after the election, we're going to be happy and dance or cry.
Victory celebration.
Victory celebration.
She's going to have the victory speech. It's going to be bigger than the Trump 2016
you're
one.
You're going to love my speech. I already have it written.
You don't need to write. Heshy, you don't write these things. You're going to just do it right off the cuff. Knowing you, right. Heshy, there's some candidates I worked for. It's like, well, can you write it down? And then can I remember it? No, you're just going to do it, and that's it, Heshy. Come on, don't lie to us.
Like an actor, I make my speeches as we go along, so I know what I'm doing. So I'm just telling you now, guys.
Yes.
I'm not going to recap, but I want to tell you now.
All right.
People screamed at me, "What you didn't do enough for Israel." I said, "I collected $80,000. What do you want from me for vests?" I'm helping.
You were there in Queens yesterday.
Yeah,
How about that?
I was in Queens, and I'm so proud of them.
And what you were doing even during Sukkot.
Right, and but I'm in the Queens. I'm helping this synagogue to be legalized. I'm helping them. They hire me. They hired me, but I'm helping them. And I want you to know they are doing so good that they're letting me participate in their giveaway events. I'm not knocking Ina and Kalmin, but they show up at an event, they carry a fake box, and they say, "Look what I did." Every single week, either pack the boxes, deliver the boxes, raise the money for the boxes, or make deals to get them done. Every week, Ina has to stand there. She can't even lift the box, that little, Kalmin makes believe he lifts a bag of potatoes. But
you know what I would say to all that, Heshy? Regardless of the election, you're not going anywhere. You've always been there for the people, whether it's the 21 foster kids, whether it's helping out in the soup kitchen, whether it's boxing up all the food, whether it's going out there on a Thursday night or the pizza run Saturday. Yeah. That's not going to change, Heshy. Yes, you're going to win this race, but the facts of the matter are is that politicians come and go, and they get changed like laundry. You're not going anywhere.
Tom,
people may want to say,
you.
Heshy Tischler, you know what, Heshy, retire. No, you're not retiring. You're here, and at the end of the day, the people know that Heshy Tischler's always been there, and that's not going to change.
And I hope they come out. I hope I get the volunteers. I need about 60, 80 people on those corners to hand out my pamphlets. Everybody knows who I am. I just want to remind them when they walk in there. And Devorah, I promise you in 2 minutes you're going to be able to go home and go to sleep. You got to stop calling me 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why you're falling asleep. Go to bed like a normal person, not like me. Me and Tom don't go
Oh, we're not normal people, right. But one more time, 5318 16th Avenue, corner of 54th Street, 2.5 blocks away from the D train. Stop by anytime. Heshy's here. He's ready. If you want to help out in the campaign.
November 5th, we're going to have a meeting here with our volunteers to try to give them corners and places and give them shirts, a hat. Even if you wanted just a shirt and a hat, you can come in and I'll give it to you. You don't have to.
Also, HeshyTischler.com. One more time, HeshyTischler.com.
That's my website.
Just enough Heshy at gmail.com.
Email.
Get involved. Help him out. This man, if you like what he's been saying tonight, all night, throughout the last several months, this is the kind of man that we need in the city council, a true independent fighter.
Tom told me when he walked in there, he heard an old podcast from 3 years ago, me with a young little lady entertainer. Yeah. And my message has never changed.
Not one bit.
Not even a bit. My message, I'm focused, I'm on point, I continue to do what I do, so I'm not one of those flip-floppers. If I make a mistake, I'll apologize. Well, most of the time. They all want me to apologize. My producers say apology to Ina. I will, producer. You know what? I'm going to apologize to you, Ina. I apologize that I only called you a whore.
Well, I think you're being cut, but I think that in the meantime, obviously, I hope everybody
tunes
in. I hope everyone tunes. I hope everyone.
I wasn't
tunes
calling.
in
I was apologizing for calling her a bad name.
And check us out anytime on
You're
YouTube.
Gonna lose your pay.
Just Enough Heshy, 7005 backspace
Ina,
screen.
I want to apologize for calling you names. You are not a bad person. You're a good idiot. I didn't call her a name. I called her only idiot. Idiot is acceptable. She's not smart. Really, really, producer. And Tom, really, if you ever talk to Ina, she says, really, that's how she talks, really. With that little mousy voice, and then you see her video making believe she's smart. She's reading a prompter. Really.
Well, you know what? Listen, let's focus on Heshy Tischler. I'm with you though in a lot of this, but obviously I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. Next week, a big show. And one more time, I cannot stress it enough. HeshyTischler.com, 5318 16th Avenue, corner of 54th, near Cafe. Also, justenoughheshy@gmail.com. Join us. Join this movement. Get this freedom fighter. This man is a freedom fighter. He's not even an independent fighter. This man is a freedom fighter.
I love you,
no
Tom.
more free Palestine, free Heshy, and free the people. That's why
Free
join
the
us next
people.
week. Free the people. Get this man elected. Producer, play the music. We'll
No,
see everybody next
not
week.
producer. Before you fall asleep, you say, Devorah, play the music. She won't talk at
We'll
all.
see everybody next
Play
week.